Okay, tonight's lesson is the digestive system. Yesterday we covered the respiratory system, and your lecture was perhaps a little bit more enjoyable because you didn't have to hear my voice, but I have made sure that the mute button has not been selected. So this is going to be a quick lesson. You do have fill-in-the-blank notes that go right along with this. I believe even the underlined words that you're to fill in are underlined and bolded in this presentation. The thing that I want you to have alongside you is on the back of the notes is the diagram of the digestive system, and the numbers on the diagram correspond with the numbers through the presentation. So when we get to a number 1 or 4A or 4B, fill that word in on the front, but then fill that word in on the diagram on the back. Now, I would prefer that you color your diagram, the different colors, perhaps even colors from the presentation so you can see all the different parts, but that's completely up to you. It depends on how you learn. If you learn better by seeing different colors, I encourage you to do so, but if not, if you just want to get them down, you will be required to label some of these parts on the quiz. So make sure that you at least get all the different parts labeled. Okay, in the digestive system, your cells need nutrients found in food, and the food provides energy and materials for cell development, for growth, and repair. Proteins like meats, carbohydrates like sugars and energy, fats from lipids, vitamins, minerals, and water. Also, the digestive system helps you maintain your homeostasis, which means balance. And no food has every nutrient, so you have to eat a variety of foods. Now, the function of the digestive system, this is important. The function of the digestive system is to break down food into small molecules that are absorbed into the bloodstream. And there is a video at the end, and you're going to see how the cells, the nutrients from the food is picked up by the bloodstream and where it goes from there. But there are two types of digestion that I want you to make note of, and I'm going to try to put together an activity together tomorrow for you to experience the differences between mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the physical process. This is where you are chewing, your stomach muscles are moving, they're contracting. This process is where food is chewed, mixed, or churned. Chemical digestion is more of a chemical process where the food is turned into a mushy substance using your stomach acid, your saliva, bile, and other enzymes, proteins that will speed up the chemical reactions. And you're going to see all this in the video at the very end. All right, there are different types of organs in the digestive system. We have a lot of organs here, and some are main organs and some are accessory organs. Accessory organs, these are organs where food does not actually pass through them. These include your tongue, teeth, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. And it looks like my pictures went over my words. The digestive organs, it does go through. It does pass through those organs, and these include the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, large and small intestines, the rectum, and the anus. All right, digestion starts in the mouth. From the very beginning that you put food into your mouth, digestion begins. The tongue, the teeth, and the saliva change the food into a soft mass, and that's called a bolus. Then it goes down into the esophagus, and you're going to want to keep up with this order because that will probably show up again more so than just labeling, but knowing the exact order. The esophagus is a muscular tube that moves the food to the stomach using peristalsis or muscle contractions. In fact, it works so efficiently that you can be standing on your head and swallow, and the food will still go to your stomach. It's not gravity that gets it there. It is these muscle contractions. Then it makes its way to the stomach. This is your first thing to label. I think this is number 1 on your diagram. Actually, I think you've got some others on there. I think we labeled the mouth and the esophagus. This is a muscular sac. And once it reaches here, your food has become a watery liquid called chyme. And mechanical digestion by peristalsis happens. Chemical digestion is happening. Those digestive juices and enzymes are breaking down the food. And you'll see that it's going to enter into the stomach, and then it's going to leave through. Then it enters into the small intestine. This is a very long tube, very small in diameter, that functions in chemical digestion and nutrient absorption. This is where they're going to pick up the cells and take them through the bloodstream to the other parts of the tissues of the body. There is a lot of surface area here. This is where you get the majority of the length of your small intestines is here. This is where the length of your digestive system comes from. It has been said that if you could unfold all of your small intestines, it would cover an entire regulation-sized tennis court. That is a lot of surface area, all squished up inside your small frame body. The intestine is lined with villi. These are finger-like projections. Each villus is composed of cells that have microvilli. We see those right over here. Cells that transport the nutrients to the bloodstream through the capillary beds. And you see these red and blue capillary beds right through here. And they'll take the nutrients to the rest of the body. Okay, if the small intestines were a simple smooth tube without folds and villi, the surface area would be the inside of the tube as seen below. This smooth one right here. The gathering of the intestinal wall into folds lined with villi increases the surface area tremendously. Imagine that the folds are a string and you are pulling on the end with the arrow. Right here, see this arrow? We're going to pull on this. It would unravel to a length much greater than that of the smooth tube. In fact, its surface area is comparable to a tennis court. Kind of like when we studied mushrooms and the surface area underneath the cap. Same thing here, intestines. All right, now let's kind of look at some of these accessory organs of the small intestine. We do have the liver, found right here. This is a large red-brown organ that makes bile. The liver has about 500 different functions in the digestive system, so it's one of the hardest working organs that we have. The gallbladder, which little tiny right there, stores the bile, and that's released into the small intestines and helps to break down fat. Then the pancreas makes the digestive enzymes and insulin, and it regulates blood sugar, and it will empty out digestive juices into the small intestine. The large intestines, those are seen all right here. It absorbs water. That's the main job of the large intestine, is to remove the water from the undigested chyme. That's that liquidy digested food. Chyme can be in the large intestine as long as 3 days. And then you have the appendix. This is a sac attached to the large intestine that is now known to provide immune support to the body. Then finally, the last two parts, the rectum and anus, control the release of solid waste or feces. Okay, I want you to watch these two videos. One.
Digestion is the process of breaking food down so that nutrients can be absorbed by cells. In your stomach, food is churned and mixed with acid and enzymes. It is then pushed into the first part of the small intestine, where most digestion and absorption takes place. To aid absorption, it is mixed with bile, which is produced by the liver and discharged from the gallbladder through ducts. Digested food molecules pass into blood vessels in the walls of the intestine and are carried up through the portal vein into the liver for further processing and storage. The liver is usually a rich red color, but excess lipids stored in its cells can change it to a whitish color. This is known as fatty liver disease. It is closely associated with obesity, particularly central obesity, involving the omentum, a fatty pad that hangs down from the stomach. Eating too much fat can cause it to push out, producing a large waistline. In some people, eating certain foods can irritate the walls of the small intestine and disrupt regular movement, resulting in altered bowel habits or irritable bowel. Almost all nutrients have been absorbed by the time digested food leaves the small intestine and enters the colon, where water and salt are extracted, leaving solid wastes for elimination.
created using Powtoon.
Okay, that's all we have for tonight. I hope that you got all your notes and you filled in your diagram. If not, we save your questions for class and we will make sure that we cover them before we do our digestive activity. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.